Good morning, my friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working oh so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health, primarily focusing on my financial health, which is what we are going to be doing today. Today is Friday, January the 17th. Happy birthday, Wade Wilson. And we are going to be budgeting out the money that you see above my head, $2,166.78. And we are going to be doing that in YNAB, which is you need a budget. We are going to be budgeting out more money than that. I just realized I haven't moved everything from my rollover to this. This is just my paycheck. If you are new, welcome. I am so happy that you are here. I hope that you enjoy what you see and you decide to stick around and watch some more videos. And if you really like what you see, you should totally subscribe. I think you should do that. If you are not new, welcome back. I'm so excited to see you again, and I hope that you also enjoy this movie. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Friday or Tuesday, whatever day you're watching this. There's no wrong day to watch this. And I hope you have fun weekend plans if you are watching this on Friday. Or next weekend if you're watching it on Tuesday. Okay, I have a beautiful Rudolph nose this week because if you have been around, you know that I had the flu a couple of weeks ago, right before Christmas. It has been a month, and y'all, I don't feel sick anymore. I felt sick on Sunday for some reason. It was the only day I felt sick. But everything else, I just have a stuffy nose. I can't stop blowing my nose. I pamper myself with my tissues, and I buy the Vicks tissues. This is like the only tissue that I let touch my nose, unless it's an emergency. But this, I have been going through these tissues. I've gone through like, I don't even know. Like I buy them 4 at a time now, 4 boxes of these because I have to leave them like here at my desk, one in my room, one in the kitchen, and one wherever I'm sitting because I have to have the tissues at all times. And my nose will not stop running. But at least I'm not sick, but it's giving me a beautiful, like, red-faced Rudolph nose, so I'm sorry about that. I don't really wear makeup, so I don't cover it up. That was just a little explaining why I'm not crying. I just have been blowing my nose for a month. I have... What else do I have going on right now? I feel like I have a lot going on. I also feel like I have nothing going on. And if you are new, I talk a lot. I do tend to like go into little ramblies about my life. And I hope you like that. But if you don't, I will put some timestamps below. I put timestamps when my videos get long. If my video is only going to be 15-20 minutes, I probably won't put any timestamps because to me that's not a very long video and it's mostly probably going to be budgeting. But if it's like a 30-45 minute video, which some of them are, I will definitely timestamp where the actual budget is so you can just skip to that. What do I have? So today is Wade's birthday, my bestie's husband, and I am going to go up and have lunch with them tomorrow, see their girls, hang out, see them too, and hang out. I did finally buy his present. My nephew, my youngest nephew, who's only 17, started a job with an HVAC. I never know. I've heard it both ways. I don't know which one is correct. So I'll just say it interchangeably. Sometimes I'll say HVAC and sometimes I'll say HVAC. But I guess I could ask him. So my youngest nephew started that job this week. He just started. He's only 17, so he technically can't do much until he turns 18, just for liability purposes. But they're going to start training him on different things so that when he is 18, he will be ready to do the job. And he's really excited. It's something he's wanted to do for a while. So my other nephew, who is a plumber, is donating him some of his old tools and like his rolling toolboxes and things. So I'm really excited. And one of my other nephews does framing and also electrical work. So I'm like, my goal of like paying for a house with pizza and beer is coming close to fruition, y'all. Like my nephews can just build me a house. I've got a framer, an electrician, a plumber, and now I'm going to have an HVAC guy. So this is going to be awesome. I just have to, buy land and wood and electricity. Where do you buy electricity? I don't know. I have to buy all that stuff. And then they can just build me a house. So I'm set. Back to iced coffee this week. Last week it was so cold. And then I was drinking hot coffee, which I love hot coffee. I do. But that's what I was drinking. But I normally like to drink hot coffee in the morning. I mean, iced coffee in the mornings. And I did that. Oh, my heater's on. I was just sitting here telling you how it's not that cold and my heater turns on. It's not cold compared to last week. It will be cold here. I live in Central Texas. I'm a suburb of Austin, and it's gonna like deep freeze. We're gonna get snow. They're saying maybe snowy, wintry mix on Monday and Tuesday. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I think that's all my life updates. I really think that's everything. So let's address the red thing in the corner. This is just because of bills that hit today. And I haven't covered them yet because we're going to do that together. It is a paycheck week, which is what this 2001-6678 is. If you watched my January budget setup, I knew it was going to be going down, but I wasn't sure by how much. So I was just budgeting $2,100. It's 2166.78. It only went down by like $20. So I don't know how that works. I'm guessing tax brackets or something, like taxes, tax breaks. I don't know, because I started contributing more to my HSA every week, only every paycheck, $40 a paycheck goes into my HSA. My 401k takes out a percentage. So since my pay increased, my percentage increased. I don't know what that is every week. And then I also, what I have to pay toward my healthcare went up on January 1st. So this is 2 weeks in a row I've had this amount. So I'm going to say this is what I'm getting. And go from there. That's when I set up my February budget, maybe this weekend. It depends on how long I stay at my bestie's house tomorrow. When I set that up, I will set it up with that amount as my anticipated. I should also, because y'all are fantastic and amazing and awesome, should be getting a YouTube check on Monday, Tuesday, whatever day the 21st is. Should be getting a YouTube check that day. And here comes my heater again. But I'm not including that because I don't have it. So if you are not familiar with the way YNAB works, unlike a traditional budget, like my budget by paycheck, how I set it up and plan out my month. So I do have my YouTube check here on this, now that I know I'm getting one. It's only $100. But I mean, thank you. I really am very thankful and grateful for that $100. But it's not like it's going to alter my budget by a ton. But the way I do it in YNAB is you don't put anything in here until it actually hits your account, because otherwise you're budgeting with money you don't have. So the way I look at it for my budget is, this is my anticipated, what I think I'm going to need, like set it up for the month ahead of time. And this is as if I was doing my cash stuffing. So I don't actually pull cash out of the bank. I leave it in the bank and then I assign it jobs. Once I shrink myself, if you're new to YNAB, you will be able to see what this looks like. But I assign it, I stuff my cash into my envelopes in YNAB. So this, I couldn't cash stuff money into a physical envelope unless I physically had that cash. So it's the same thing in YNAB. I can't stuff it into a category. I can't assign money to a category unless I actually have that money. So because I don't have that YouTube check yet, they always pay out on the 21st. I can't assign that, but I will when I get it. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, let me get me out of the way. We'll shrink me up into the corner. Y'all, I know that this computer was a big expense. And I think actually Seth is going to buy my old computer, so I haven't listed it yet, but he mentioned that he needed a new computer, and I was like, I know somebody who's got a computer she's going to sell. So once I get that, I'll put the money toward the price of this computer. But this camera, I know it's a little grainy, but I can't describe to y'all how dark it is in here right now. And this light is amazing. On my old computer, I don't think you would be even able to see me. And I've got my 2 ring lights on, but that's it. Like my overhead light's not on, my desk lamp's not on. It's pretty dark outside, so opening the window wouldn't help. But anyway, little tangent about my computer. So this is what my YNAB looks like. And let's go down and move up this money from last week. So what I actually have to assign is $3,280.42. Again, if you are new, the way I do my budgets is I am paid bi-weekly, every other week. But I budget my money weekly. So every week I will come in here and assign money. What I do with the leftover, because this is a zero-based budget, is if it's not the end of the month, I put it in next week so that it will be available. Its job will be to be next week's budget, so that what we just moved up $1,113.64 is what was left over from last week, which is what was left over from my previous paycheck. So can I just take a moment to acknowledge that in between paychecks, money that wasn't assigned, money that was just sitting there waiting for this week, I had over $1,000 left. If you are just getting started on your budgeting journey, or if you are like me and you have struggled with money in the past, that blows my mind if I stop and think about it. Like, I remember the first time I didn't know it was payday. And I was like, oh, I got paid today. And then I had to be like, I think I recorded that video. I think I was recording videos at that point. And I was just like, I can't fathom not knowing that it's payday, because historically I'm always like counting my pennies and checking off, like crossing off on the calendar until I get paid, because I just need the money so much. And now, 4 years into my budgeting journey, not even counting all the other money that I have here that's assigned, that's available to me, that I don't consider available because it's in a category, I had over $1,000 left of money that was for future budgeting. If past Becky could see me now, she would not believe that I was real. So thank you to y'all, because you keep me accountable. It's a big part of why I keep up with this channel, is because if I don't, I tend to go off the rails. And also because y'all do contribute to my income by watching these videos, not skipping the ads, or if you're YouTube Premium, for YouTube Premium, they pay. And then that really does actually help me so much, and the likes and the comments and everything. And then, oh, I forgot to say, Nicole at Loves Good Stories reached out to me this week and sent me a PDF copy of, not a PDF, an Excel copy of the Budget by Paycheck book. And I am so thankful for that. Thank you so much. I opened it, I looked at it. I haven't had a chance to plug in any numbers yet, but I hope to do that in the next week or so, because I love Excel. I love it. It makes me so happy. So thank you, Nicole. That was amazing, and I appreciate you so much. Okay, now my budget. I have $3,280.42 to budget out. Not all of this is going to get budgeted out today. Some of it needs to go to next week, because I will not have a paycheck next week. So what I do is I give myself, you can see I have overspent dining out, but I am reining it in. I really, really am. I give myself $50 a week for dining out, $125 a week for groceries, $100 for ecclesial expenses. This is my church donation. I was feeling very sick on Sunday. I actually thought I might have had the flu or COVID again. So I did not go because I did not want to expose everybody to it. But then by Monday, it was back to just being a stuffy nose. So I did go get tested, and I do not have the flu or COVID. So I was just feeling like crud that day. Anyway, excuse me. So I took that $100 and moved it down to gifts and giving, because I decided to give it to my nephew who's starting his new job to buy some tools for his new job. Because I don't know if you're familiar, but if you work in the trades like HVAC or plumbing or framing or electrical, most companies require you to purchase your own tools, and that's kind of a barrier to entry. You can make a lot of money once you're in it and licensed, but to get started, it's a big upfront cost because you have to buy your tools. So that's why my other nephew is giving him some of his old tools, and my mom and I both donated some money to get him some tools so he could do this trade. So anyway, because I didn't go to church, I took that money and gave it to him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the money available to give to him. But I was happy to have it. Coffee, I give myself $25 a week for coffee, $15 a week for fun money. And then on paycheck days, and paycheck days only, I give myself $25 for gas and $25 for self-care. I did use some of my self-care money this week to order in food, which I never do. But I really, really, really wanted some tacos. And so, and I was busy and I couldn't leave work. I couldn't leave work, which is my house, but I couldn't leave. I couldn't go get it. And the closest place that I wanted it from is it's like a 15-20 minute drive down there and back. It would take a whole lunch hour to go get it. So I just ordered it in, and I decided that was a self-care. That was something I did to treat myself. So I took it out of my self-care budget. But now I put another $25 back in there. Pet expenses, I only fill once a month, and I have used all of my pet expenses for the month, which I didn't think I was going to, but I did. I had to buy a whole new big bag of dog food for Chad. I had to buy a bunch of cat food for Tyler, and I've gotten them both some treats. I've been spoiling them as I've mentioned, but if you're new, you don't know this. I lost my dog last month, my other dog, Emmett, and there's also other things going on in my life that are contributing to this that I don't talk about because they're not my things, but they affect me, that are affecting my mental health. And I need to make a mental health video. But my coping mechanism for mental health issues is to buy things for people. And I know Chad is feeling the loss of Emmett. I know he is. You see him wandering around the house. He gets more anxious when we leave and when we come back. If Nathan's not with me and I come in the house, he's like looking for Nathan. And so my coping mechanism is I buy him bones. I've been buying him treats. I got a free bag of dog food from HEB. Like, I did a curbside order the other day because I wasn't feeling well. And they brought it out to my car. And when I got home, like, I don't look at it. They just put it in your trunk. And when I got home, they gave me a bag of like that fresh pet dog food that's refrigerated. And I emailed them. I was like, hey, y'all gave me this. I didn't pay for it. Do you want it back? And they're like, nah, just keep it. So I was like, pfft. So he's been getting that. That didn't go to my pet budget, but that was a little treat. Anyway, I have overspent. But because I have that fresh pet and because I still use those dog toppers, I have been using Emmett's old food for Chad. So I still have that entire giant bag of dog food that I bought from Costco that I haven't even opened. So I shouldn't need any, like, not much next month. I'm still going to have to buy some things, but not like a bag of dog food, which is more expensive. Anyway, that's it. I haven't spent much on household, which normally I spend a lot on household, and we're halfway through this month and I haven't spent it yet. So not going to complain about that. Okay, that's it. That's it for these. Stuff I forgot to budget for. I have gotten a little over on my toll bills. So if you're familiar with like cities, traffic is awful. And everybody's going to say people don't know how to drive, but people really legitimately do not know how to drive in this area. And you get a mix of people who want to drive 95 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone, and people who want to drive 45 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone on the same street at the same time. And it's so frustrating. And so when I'm not in the mood to deal with that, which I really haven't been in the mood to deal with it with everything going on in my life, I take the toll. And so I've taken the toll a little bit more than normal. And so I pulled it from my stuff I forgot to budget for, just to cover my toll bills. So I haven't taken it in a couple of weeks, so I should be good. I've kind of like I said, I'm getting things, I'm writing it back in, I'm recognizing where I'm overspending, and I am working on it. That's another part of budgeting, is seeing what you're doing, tracking your trends, and knowing what you need to work on. I know I need to work on my dining out. Just with my mental health lately, I haven't felt like cooking. And I know I need to work on not taking the toll so much, because that's expensive. So these are things I need to do, and not buying things for every person I know all the time, because that's just how I cope with things. But I promise I am aware and I am working on them. My friend Kay, actually, I've mentioned her before. She has a channel called Kay's Tiny House, or Kay's Tiny House Dreams, and she's building her own tiny house. But she reached out to me yesterday, and she's doing a low spend January, and it's going really well. But she said it makes her YNABing a little boring. But she said she's going to continue it into February, and asked if I wanted to join her. So I will be doing a low spend February. But I don't want to put too many restrictions on myself. I'm going to come up with some rules, some guidelines for myself, and I will get into that. But I do need to work on that. My mom's birthday and my nephew's birthday are both in February. So I will, and my cousin, but she lives in Hungary. So I'm probably not going to take her out for dinner or anything. She's not even in the country. But I will allow myself to do those things, buy for them because it's birthdays. But other than that, I'll probably really try to cut back on everything else. But we will see how this goes. Anyway, I'll link Kay's channel below in case you want to check her out. She's building a tiny home, and she also does some budgeting things, but she's mostly about building her home. So I don't know if that's for everybody, but if it is, if that sounds interesting. She's physically building it, like with a hammer and nails and some really good friends. So you should check her out. So my bills that I have to pay this week. Today is the 17th. My budgets are weekly, so it's going to go from today the 17th through next Thursday, which is the 23rd. And I have to cover all of the bills that fall in that time range. So everything on the 17th, which is my YouTube Premium, which YNAB thing's already hit because I have it scheduled as something that hits on today, the 17th. My car payment is due $485.25. And then my Planet Fitness is also set to come out today, and that is $27.11. Those are all things that's my overspending. The other overspending I will talk to you about in a moment. My Netflix, I do have a Netflix account. I haven't watched it in like 2 weeks, so I may cancel it, but I want to finish The Great British Baking Show. I need to finish that. I have just realized that I'm assigning myself a lot to do this weekend. I mean, some of it is watch Netflix, but that's still a lot. I don't know if I'm going to get to everything, but it's going to come out on the 20th, and I don't think I'm ready to cancel it yet, so I'll go ahead and budget for that. And then my internet bill is due next Thursday, and that is $65.45. That comes out on the 23rd. So that's everything that's going to hit for my bills from this week. Next week we'll come back and we'll budget everything from the 24th through the whatever the next Thursday is, the 30th, from the 24th to the 30th, which will be all the rest of this stuff. But for right now, this is all I have to cover. If you're wondering what these gray things are, this is because I have scheduled transactions in my account over here, and they this is a toolkit feature that allows you to see what's upcoming, so you can make sure you have everything budgeted. Because maybe, especially if your accounts are linked and there's a pending transaction, it puts it in there, so this way you'll know, oh hey, I forgot I went to Costco and I bought that blanket or whatever. So I need to make sure I put another $25 in my household expenses to cover that, because it's going to clear in like the next couple of days. Or if you have scheduled transactions, which if they're like bills, like my bills that I know are going to hit every single month, on the same day every month, I have them scheduled in my whatever account they're going to hit. So I'll know they're upcoming and when they're due. So that's what those gray are. If you don't have Toolkit turned on, or you don't have that feature in Toolkit turned on, you won't see anything here. But that's what that gray is. I don't need to put anything in gifts and giving. I have spent that money. So that is good. I did buy a late Christmas present. It's for last Christmas, but I bought it this month because it's a friend that I only meet up with every couple of months. So I haven't seen her. So I didn't spend very much money, but I did. I didn't only spend $10 on my friend, but that's all that it cost me because of credits and things I had. So that is it. This is due on the 1st. What else do I have to fill? Just my boys is all I have left. So the overspending here. So if you know, I have been doing a semaglutide for my, taking a semaglutide injection for my weight loss, for my health journey. I haven't been recording it because, one, my mental health hasn't been in a space where I just want to record extra videos. And two, I haven't been losing any weight. I haven't been gaining any weight, but I haven't been losing any weight. And it's really, really, really frustrating when you are spending almost $1,000 every couple of months and it's not doing anything. I mean, it is doing something. I'm not gaining weight, but I'm not losing. And for that amount of money, I should be losing weight. I should be at my goal weight by now for that amount of money, and I'm not. I am almost the exact same weight I was at the beginning of last year, which is good. Again, I'm not complaining that I haven't gained any weight, but I really want to lose weight. So I switched up my medications. I said, I don't want you to send me semaglutide this time. I want you to send me Topromate, which I have taken in the past and worked wonders for me. But it's like a couple of different things. It's not just the Topromate. It's Topromate, and I don't even know. When I get it, I will film a health check-in video when I start my new medications, and I'll get y'all updated and we'll get back into it. But for right now, I did have them send me that. So that is what that overspend category is. It is on my Amex because that's a card they had on file. So it's overspent and it's in my health category, which is, I never use it, so I don't know. It's here. It's all shrunk down. So it came off of my health category. And then, so we'll see. It's $197 that I have to cover. I should be able to do that by the end of the month. I could also pull it off of my HSA card because it is related to HSA. So I could reimburse myself for it. So we will see how I do that. But for right now, that's what that overspent is. And I'm sorry, Libby, I know you don't like it. Your YNAB heart, my YNAB heart too. I hate having overspent categories, but this is something that I know I'm going to make an extra payment on my American Express at the end of the month. And this will just get covered in that unless I pull it from HSA, which I might, because there were quite a few medical expenses last year that I did not cover with my HSA. So I could technically pull all of this money out of my HSA and use it to to pay off my American Express, because when I got my Paxlovid, when I had COVID last year, that was $300 and something, and I didn't have enough on my HSA to cover it, so I just paid it. And then the same thing with this, with all of the, I don't know if the semaglutides are HSA, like if I can use my HSA for that, I don't know, but I know for sure I can for this, because they were like, hey, this qualifies for HSA. Do you want an HSA receipt? And I was like, yes, I do. So we'll see. And I'll pull the money off of my HSA card probably to cover and pay off my American Express. Well, not pay off, but pay toward my American Express. The only other things that I have to budget today are my 2 great nephews. If you are new, I have 2 adorable great nephews. They are Joe, who is 2, and Jet, who is 1, and I save their ages. So every single week I save $2 for Joe, which is $4 a paycheck, and every single week I save $1 for Jet, which is $2 a paycheck. So I'm going to add Joe's $4 and Jet's $2 to their savings categories. That is it. That leaves me $2,289.95 to roll into next week. And again, I am anticipating that YouTube paycheck, and I will put that in here. So when you come back next week, that will have that additional, it's like $105. The way YouTube works, in case you're not familiar, because I don't really talk about it a lot, my YouTube paychecks, just because I don't get them regularly, you have to have a minimum of $100 on your YouTube account before they will pay you. So I don't get a paycheck every month because I don't get, I only post 1 video a week for the most part. So it's not a ton, but I did hit my threshold at the end of December, and so I will get a check this month for just over $100. And then next month I probably won't get a check, but maybe I'll get one in March, because it normally every other month. So I actually did get my tax information from Google yesterday. They sent it to me, and they sent me an email and said it was available. I don't know if they mailed it, but I did make just over $600, so I will have to pay, report that and pay taxes on it. So we'll see about how my taxes go. I did empty out my tax fund here, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to check with doing it myself, see how much I'm going to end up owing, if anything. I don't know if I do it myself. If this, if it looks like I'm going to end up owing a lot of money, I'll go to an H&R Block. There's an H&R Block right around the corner, and take all my receipts, because I have saved all of my receipts for all of my spending for this channel, and see if it will save me money to itemize my tax return. Because I have spent not a ton, but quite a bit, including this computer, which I really only use for videos. That's the main purpose of this. It's the reason I bought this computer, is to make these videos. So between my software expenses, my computer expenses, the books, the stickers, the pens, all the stuff I buy for this channel, it adds up. And so maybe it will help me to itemize. And I have also spent quite a bit on my healthcare, because I've had COVID and the flu this past year, and the medications, and I've spent money on the semaglutide and the Topramate and doctor's visits, and I have celiac disease, so I spend money on checkups, and I had an endoscopy this year, so I've spent quite a bit of money, and if I itemize it, it might work out better. But it might not. So my mom isn't a retired accountant, but she's been retired since the early 2000s, and tax laws have changed so much that she's like, I am not, and plus she did it in New Jersey, not Texas. She's like, I am not at all comfortable. I can give you basic advice, but I'm not gonna do your taxes for you. She used to back in the day when she was freshly retired, but now it's do them, go to a tax professional. So if I do this, I will see, and I will let y'all know how that turns out. That's it. That's all I've got. I am going to get this video edited, uploaded. I don't know if it'll be up as early as last week, so Kaylee, don't worry, I won't shame you this week. Kaylee and Shay on It's Just Finance, they were watching my video last week, and Kaylee was like, she starts work an hour before me. She lives in Texas, so she's already an hour behind me, and she's already got her video up. And I was like, last week was a fluke. That probably isn't going to happen again, but we'll see. All right, y'all. I love you. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble for however long I've been rambling. 30 minutes, exactly. It was 30 minutes exactly when I said that. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. Nope.